Talk a little bit about Rehash. Rehash is for salesmen. It stands for Remember, Everyone Has a Stash Hidden. Okay, and basically what we're saying by this is don't just stop at selling one item. Okay, what a lot of salesmen do, especially when you're brand new and not a veteran there, even a lot of veterans start doing it there. They're afraid to lose that sale by asking for more money. Okay, that is one of the worst habits you can get into, because a guy that would have bought one would have bought five if he would have been asked about the five or the discount that might have been correlated with that 5-pack. Okay, a lot of folks do want to buy extra or open-minded to buy extra, and they do have the cash to buy it. But you want to make that sale, and I understand it completely. When you're a salesman, you want to get that sale, and you're like, all right, we're in. Okay, we got to keep going. I don't want to risk losing that, and that's completely understandable. But today we're going to talk about a couple key factors on, how to get this, how to get your rehash up, and how to get a little bit more money out of each sale. And remember, if you're out selling 3 to 5 per person compared to a person that sells one, and you're selling the same amount, if you only make 5 sales a day, for instance, I mean, one person sells, let's say 15, the other one sells 5. Which person would you rather be? And it's the same amount of work. I mean, would you like to spend an extra 5 minutes with somebody to make an extra $300? Personally, I would love to. So at the end of the day, let's go ahead and break this down. I broke this down to a couple key elements depending on what kind of sales that you do. Number one on the list, depending on the size of your sale. If you're selling larger items, I completely agree with secure the sale. You definitely have to do this. You secure the sale, and you get that one sale. You lock that thing down. You get that on paper, and you start filling out the contract, and you say, hey, listen, Mr. Smith, I got to be honest with you. Since we've already got you set up for the one, let me show you a couple other things that we have set up here. Okay, here's where the discount begins, and start talking about things like that. But get that first sale secured. Make sure you got them rocking and rolling on that, and you say I'm ready to sign the paper, and then move on and start making your sale. Okay. Number 2, pitch high, watch them buy. Okay. A lot of car salesmen do this, okay? Now, I'm not saying go act like a car salesman or anything of that nature. I know some folks think they're shady because they do it like this. They do it for a reason, because if you say, hey, listen, I'm looking for a $10,000 car, okay? And the first thing they do is go show you a $10,000 car, another $10,000 car. Pretty soon you're like, well, what else did you have? And before you know it, you're walking out of there with a $5,000 car because you're nickel and diming them. Okay, now if they start you off with a $20,000 car, okay, and then all of a sudden you're like, hey, listen, I told you $10,000. No way I can afford this. This is that's double my price. That's ridiculous. Well, let me show you what else I got for you, Mr. Smith. Come on over here. They go to the next car at $17,000. You're like, oh my God, we can't work with this. And you're like, oh, the salesman's like, okay, I figured you might like that one. Sneak over here. This one's only $14,500. Now you're like, oh, that's not bad. This is kind of a nice car. It's a little above my budget, but I just think it's a little much. Well, check out all these features, Pretty soon you're starting to get a little bit more comfortable. $14,000 sounds a lot better than $20,000. They've already broke you down some. And then next round you're like, yeah, I really just can't do it. Then they're going to ring you in on one more. They're going to come in at $12,500 or $12,000. Hit you with that one. Yeah, it's only $12,000. Check out all these features. We're gonna go through it. And now you're like, well, maybe I'll do it. Now, a lot of times, a lot of folks will actually go with the $12,000. They actually got an extra $2,000 out of them. But worst case scenario, if they got you back down and you said, I just can't do it. I said $10,000. You're starting to get a little bit, upset with them. They're going to take that $10,000 car. And guess what? That $10,000 car looks like $1 million car to you now, okay? $10,000 doesn't sound like a lot of money to you. When originally that was your budget, I mean, you're like scrimping. You're like, oh, this is all I have. Now it's like, oh, this isn't much at all, because originally it was $20,000. So you pitch high, watch them buy. So if you're out selling a product that's, let's say, $400, yeah, you're like, hey, yeah, most of these, most of the time a product like this goes for $600-700. The promotion that we're doing currently is we actually set these things up that if you buy one for $700, we're giving you a free one. Now, in all actuality, all you wanted was $400 for that product, and you are selling 2 for $700. but it sounds a lot sexier if you go after the 2 right up front. They're like, okay, so I'm actually getting 2 for the price that 1 would usually cost, you know, and it's an added bonus for them. Okay, so now if they're like, I just can't afford the 700, this and that, you know, you're like, I tell you what I can do for you. I can knock this thing down to $400, you know, and we can get you out the door, okay? And, you know, so that sounds a little fair, more right up your alley, correct? And okay, yeah, I could work with that. Okay, well, let's tell you what, get your checkbook out. I'll start filling out the receipt, and we'll get you handled here. Explain why they need it. Explain why they need multiples, okay? I was going through a mall one day, and I had a team of, you know, 20, 30 guys at the time, and I trained them in sales, and, you know, I always talked about the rehash and, you know, different, you know, ways to take, you know, approach people with them and, you know, get the upper hand so that we can get multiple sales. And when I was at the mall in St. Louis one day, I got pitched better than I've ever taught my guys, and it was a gal, and she got me for she got me for over $100 in women's products. It was it's got to be the funniest thing that's ever happened to me in the mall. I'm walking through the mall, a real pretty girl runs up, she grabs me, she says, "Hey, come here, look at this." I was like, "Oh, hey, you know." She's like, "Let me show you what we got going on. I know we're doing a Christmas special. You have a mom, right?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah." She said, "Well, you have a girlfriend? Are you married?" I'm like, "Yeah, I am." She's like, "Well, let me show you this. Your mom and your wife or your girlfriend, she'll love this thing. Check this out." So she grabs this like little nail file thing, and she scrubs my fingers, and then she does flips it upside down. At the end of the day, my fingers, they looked as clean as they've ever been. You know, they had a shine to them. She's like, "What do you think of that?" I'm like, "It's pretty nice. I got to be honest with you. If you could scrub my hands like that, I can imagine what it can do for a woman's. You know, that's already, you know, finessed." She's like, "Absolutely." You know, so now these things usually go for $50. You know. You know, and usually this set's going for $100. What they're doing is we actually dropped it down to only $50 per set. It comes with all this stuff and all these extras here. Now, what we're doing for the $50 is once you buy one, we are throwing in a free one. So now the only question I have for you is now you actually get a bigger discount if you pick up more of them here. So it actually starts off and you can get 4 for the what is it? You can do 5 for $100, so it breaks it down for $20. So now you already got 2 people. You got your mom, and you also have your wife. Okay, who else do you think would want one of these? I mean, would you want to do one yourself? And I'm like, well, not really. I mean, she's like, well, name somebody else. I mean, is there somebody? What do you do for a living? I was like, well, I run a marketing office. She's like, well, is there any women in that office? I was like, well, there is. She's like, you know, I know it is Christmas time and everybody likes bonuses. Are there any really top sales women that you could see using this? And I'm like, yeah, I got a girl in my office. Yeah, what's her name? Well, her name's Andrea. You know, it's like, all right, so we got Andrea. Now we got 3. Who else do you think would like this? I mean, do you have any aunts that live around the area? Yeah, I was like, yeah, I actually got an Aunt Dee Dee. Now, what the girl was doing is she actually worked me in more of a trap, okay? And I thought it was the slickest thing. She got me naming off people. She was suggesting ideas, you know, so now she's throwing out suggestions of how I can buy more. She's on my side. She basically, so let's just assume the whiteboard is me, okay? And I'm the gal that's pitching me. She basically was standing side by side with me because when you're standing in front of somebody, now you kind of got that over-the-counter approach, okay? When you're standing side by side with somebody, you're on the same side with them, okay? So she's on the same side with me right now. She's got the product in hand. She's asking me questions. She's getting me involved, okay? She's working with me to help me figure out how I can buy this thing and get a discount, okay? So now we are on the same team trying to figure out how to get this discount. In all actuality, we're on the same team to figure out how she can get a higher commission. I thought this was fabulous. I was so excited that I had to go show my whole office about this thing. It was so impressive. All in all, yeah, she did get me for the 5-pack. So she took me for $100 and fingernail stuff. My wife laughed at me for days about this one, but I bought it because it said she was good, bottom line. Another one is you can do last day on the campaign. You know, hey, listen, this product is not something that we usually sell. We've been selling this, and we sell out every month. But that we are moving to our new edition, and the prices do go up with that new edition. So this is the last day on the campaign. We're trying to wrap things up. I know we got me and 5 other salesmen out here selling the same thing. Once we hit a certain number today, no matter if it's 1 o'clock or if it's 5 o'clock today is the last day. So honestly, if I were you, so that you don't get hit with, because you're going to buy this product regardless, okay? I don't want you to get hit with that future price. I said, right now, we sell these for $300. You know, I don't want you to pay $500 a month down the road and you come complaining, you know, to me because I didn't press you hard enough to pick this up and understand that this was a phenomenal idea for you, okay? So I'm trying to help you out and make sure that you save money. You like saving money, correct? Also, another thing to get people involved is asking them certain questions. Sales is a question game, so make sure you come with your arsenal as far as sales go. It's going to be very important for you. The next one would be cheaper in bulk, okay? You know, I like to cut discounts and make it cheaper in bulk because the more that I sell at every single, you know, door, whether it's a business, whether it's a home, whether it's an event, the more that I can sell per shot, the more money I make per shot, and I do less pitches. If I can see 100 people to make $1,000, you know, and I can see another round, I can see 19 people make $1,000. What would you rather do if it was you? Myself, I'd rather see 19 people. 40 people for that matter. I don't care, as long, you know, the less people that I have to talk to make that $1,000, the better, you know. So if you have another product, depending if you sell one product at a time or if you have multiple products, for instance, you know, I had a couple of people stopping at my office just recently here and talking about these printers, okay? I mean, these $10,000 printers are stopping and they rent them and they got, I mean, they do staples for you and the ins and outs. I mean, this guy comes in here, is knocking out the features. If let's just, for instance, say that you're the guy selling the printers, okay? And you've already sold me the printer. One of the things you can do is you can also, to make that upsell, I mean, every penny counts. You know, every single thing you can upsell is going to count. So a couple things that you want to roll in, you're like, listen, honestly, one of the things we like to do with folks once we get them set up with this printer is we like to set them up with paper. I mean, because you just paid $10,000 for a printer. I mean, you don't want to have to go pick up paper. I mean, we already got it. We actually cut you a discount because you've already done business with us. And what we're going to do, and you know, on a scenario like this, I'm not going to try to sell them a ream of paper. I'm trying to sell them 10 boxes. If they spent $10,000 on a printer, I'm trying to get them for $1,000 of paper. You're like, listen, you don't have. This is a year's supply of paper, and when you run out, we have already called you to make sure that you're set up and got that discount for the next year. You know, the same thing with ink. I'm going to roll all these things in how it coincides. You know, if I'm selling a pizza promotion, you know, I'm gonna, you know, once I'm selling the pizza promotion, I'm saying, listen, you already got the pizza promotion. You're gonna be at the house ordering pizza. We now have a movie promotion. You know, it's actually the pizza and the movie place are actually linked together. Where if you order pizza from this establishment, they'll actually deliver a movie. So honestly, I would suggest picking up this movie promotion as well. I'll tell you what, since you've already bought the pizza one, you get this one for 30% off. You know. Just to reiterate everything, remember, everybody has a stash hidden. Don't expect anybody to just walk up and say, oh my God, this is $30, you know, I'll take 9 of them, okay? Be the guy that's always pitching that extra sell, the extra upsell. You know, I don't care what it is, whether you have one product, whether you have 9 products to pitch, always try to make extra sales. You know, the only thing that somebody could say is no. And especially if they've already taken a yes, you know, you've already taken a yes from them. Is it really going to hurt you? I mean, you've already made money on it, you know. So, you know, get that extra sell. And a lot of times, one of the things that I like most about Rehashes, besides making extra money, is that when you do pitch Rehash, as I said, let's just say I'm selling a $30 product, and I say, hey, we're doing, you know, usually things are $30. We're actually doing 3-pack for $80. Do you want to do 3 today, or do you just want to do 1 or 2? Okay, now it's such a tough close though, because now I just put them in such a close that it's a yes close, okay? Myself, I'm not a big fan of yes/no closes where they have the option, okay? I want to give them 2 options that I win on both of them, okay? So you either buy 1 or 2, or you buy the 3-pack. Which one's best for you? You could also do, you know, if you got a real competitive person, you know, I always like the one where, you know, you say, all right, so we got the gold package, you know, which is the 3-pack. We got the silver package, which is 2, and we got the bronze package, which is 1. If you might have noticed, I even made a different facial expression when I said bronze, because who wants to be 3rd place? I mean, really, who even wants to be 2nd place? You know, so the next question would be, I said, did you want Did you want to go ahead and do the gold package like your neighbors did, or like the business next door did, or are you like a bronze type of guy? You know, and nobody wants to say, "Hey, I'm a bronze type of guy." Now, this can go both ways, though. They can either say, you know, I'll just take the bronze, and, you know, or they can say, they'll just say, hey, I just don't want to pick any up, you know, because they don't want to even, you know, put it in there. So it's, you know, it can go either way with that, but I always had a lot of success with that one. But as I said, enjoy doing the rehash. Make sure that you're asking people for extra cash. I mean, what do you got to lose? And, you know, pitch high, watch and buy. Understand that the rehash in itself offers more strength in your close. A lot of people, one of the things that they don't have is a strong close. I mean, at the end of the day, if you have a strong enough close, a lot of your pitch can be a lot weaker. You know, I mean, and later on in some of my videos, I'm going to talk about having a stronger close and what have you. But make sure that you rehash, and it's definitely going to help your close. And I hope this video helps out. Subscribe to my channel. I'm going to have a lot more great videos coming out on sales as well as motivational speeches, and I will see you soon.